right? And his parents look at me like, what the fuck? And I'm now I'm embarrassed, right? Because I'm looking at his parents and I'm like, oh no. You can call me Fernando. It's okay. But I'm thinking, this motherfucker. I was trying to give him a hard time, and he turned the tables on me, dude. He called me Your Majesty in front of his parents, my ex-wife, my ex-mother-in-law, and my mom.
Damn.
I was like,
threw you under the bus. Dude.
It was funny, but it was funny. But I was embarrassed, dude. I was embarrassed.
Should have whooped his ass. No, I'm just kidding.
I should have whooped his ass.
Dude,
I was embarrassed, dude. I was embarrassed.
Should have whooped his ass. Yeah, no, that's embarrassing, bro. I'm sorry. That's really, really embarrassing. I mean, to be put in that situation, man.
Right.
No, but yeah, dude. I was just upset today about this whole this Laker game, man. It just brought my energy down today, man. So it's just you know what's funny, because I'm not even that kind of fan, but I want it to be over, to be honest with you. Like you were saying, Fernando, just end the damn series. Come on.
Just end it. Let's go. End it.
So about you, Horacio, you guys had a show last night. How was it, man? How was the people? How was the audience? Like, you know, and to be back in front of people, dude.
The audience was great. The theater only is allowed to have 30%. I'm sorry, I'm gonna switch to my computer. Give me a sec.
Yeah, go ahead. Switch, man.
Hey, you know, earlier Horacio said something about, or maybe it was you, I can't remember. We're talking about the Lakers, and then you said the Lakers today. You said it in Spanish, valiendo madre, or valen madre.
Tan valiendo madre.
Tan valiendo madre. How would you say that if you were to translate that directly into English?
You're worth a mother.
You know, it cost me. They were costing mother or worth mother.
They're worth mother, but wouldn't that be like you're worth a lot? Because I mean, I don't know
anybody.
There's
no little way to translate that. There's no way.
Because the reality is this: like I mean, most people, for the most part, most people think their mothers are worth, like, they're priceless.
Priceless, right?
But to say that you estás valiendo, like, man, you're worth your mother, and that's a bad thing. You know what I mean? That makes
a weird thing.
That's, you know, or you're worth dick. You know,
vales verga.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, vales verga.
You're worth cock, because it's worse to say cock than dick, right? So verga is the worst. So you should say cock.
Yeah, right.
All right. So what about desmadre?
Desmadre. It's disorder. So it's on mother.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I have no idea.
No, that's a weird like, those are weird sayings in Spanish, because there's nothing equivalent in English. Like, there's nothing. I guess. I mean, we have, like, you're the shit, which you is different than you are shit. You know, like,
of course,
like that. Those are two different meanings. Like, man, you're the shit.
Talking about that, right? Talking about that, I got into an argument with a cholo, dude. I thought he was gonna kick my ass because he this was a long time ago. But he said to somebody, you know, and I wasn't even in the conversation, bro. You know, I mean, he was. We were all in a group, and he was in our group, so I knew who he was. He wasn't a stranger, but he was talking about the Cowboys. He was talking about the Raiders, right? And it had nothing to do with football, though. You know, but he said something about how, you know, the Cowboys, they say that they're America's team, but there are more Mexican fans of the Cowboys and the Raiders than they are American fans. And I'm like, I don't know about that, you know, but whatever. Anyway, then he started talking about if you're Latino or if you're Mexican and you're not a Raider fan, I don't know what's wrong with you. And then he said the same thing about the Cowboys, right? And then it went on, and he talked about Mexicans, and he said, by the way, he was Mexican, of course. He said, if you ain't Mexican, you ain't shit. And I was like, wait a minute. So does that mean that if you are Mexican, you are shit? And he's like, what? I'm like, you just said if you ain't Mexican, you ain't shit. So does that mean that if you are Mexican, you are shit?
And he got mad. He got mad because you confused him.
Dude, he was confused because his cholo brain, I'm not trying to put cholos down, but his cholo brain couldn't process that.
No wise decision to make a cholo doubt himself, right?
Yeah, what's wrong with you, bro?
I'm sorry, Mo. I'm sorry, bro. But he said, if you ain't Mexican, you ain't shit.
And you're like, right? I don't like that.
I don't like that because I am Mexican. Does that mean then that I am shit? And the answer is no. So I don't get it. I'm like, why would you even say that? So, but anyway, bro, that's besides the point. That's besides the point. So also, let me explain. Horacio, I'm driving. I'm coming back from Santa Barbara. It's like a 2-hour drive before I get home. So that's why I
can see the roof of your car. So I thought you were driving. Yeah.
Oh, look at this. Is this my hat? Hold on.
Yeah. All we see is the roof.
Look at that. It's my hand. I'm driving.
Yeah, that's all we see is the roof of your car. It's like, what the fuck?
Well, it's just that this fucking phone, I don't want to crash either.
No, I got you.
You know what I mean?
Nobody wants you to crash, man.
No, definitely not.
No. Good.
All right.
So that thing about ginger that you were saying, Americans don't use that for redheads? It's just a Brit thing?
Yes.
I think it's a British thing.
Yeah, it is. I didn't know that you guys didn't use it as well. Because I learned that word from an Australian comedian called Tim Minchin. He makes songs. Mm-hmm. He starts spelling in a song that it's a bad word that you shouldn't use, that only some people are allowed. And it says what words is in there. So if you spell ginger, you know what else you can spell with those letters, right?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, if you rearrange
so he starts singing and playing the piano, and he starts singing, only a ginger can call another ginger. Yeah.
He's trying to play off the like N-word and all that stuff. I don't know.
Right.
I guess.
Yeah.
Because and most people, that's what they do, is like to make the comparison. That's always a comparison. Oh, that's as bad as saying the N-word. And like there's nothing as bad as saying the N-word, bro. Like honestly,
right now in Mexico, if you call a woman feminazi, that's worse than saying the N-word.
How is that worse? Wait a minute.
Wait, you call a woman what?
Feminazi. It's
feminazi.
It's merging Nazist with feminist. And they get so mad and you can get canceled for it.
Feminazi.
Damn.
Okay. All right. Well, I will not use that word. Feminazi. Okay.
Please don't.
So
you were asking how was the show yesterday, because we were back at the theater.
Yeah, dude, that's great that you guys are back.
Yeah, Siete Machos is back. We hadn't been playing for 2 years before all these things, because it was over. We were doing some separate shows in some other venues, but we have been doing Siete Machos every Saturday for 5 years. Mm-hmm. So now they opened up the theaters again with a 30% capacity, and we just had the same place that we used to play, the 200-seater. So it's a 64-seater now. But it was great. We had a sold out. Some people were left out. They bought tickets for next week. And it was a great show. People are super eager to see live things again. Super, super eager. They were great.
Dude, that's badass, man. Because I'm sure that's the worry sometimes. Like, man, are people going to come back out? Are they not? I just keep saying, man, people are going to come back out as long as it's worth it to them.
It's not easy. I had another show by myself, and I only sold like 16 tickets. It's not easy. We had this one sold out because we're 7.
It took the work. It took the work of all of you.
Right.
That's probably what it was. It took all of you to sell it out, man. I mean, it's okay, dude. That's part of the business, dude. Like Fernando.
People are not going to theaters or bars either. The guy that said the production of the theater for us, he was saying that we're the first sold out since they opened the theater.
Holy crap!
It's great.
But that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying any show you're a part of, you're supposed to promote, man. That's the one thing. That's the one thing that a lot of dudes don't get. They think, there's people who actually show up to the show, like comedians, I'm saying, and they think like you owe them something. Like why isn't the show sold out? You know, like and I go, you know, you guys didn't help promote. Everybody's
Because
supposed to
nobody
help.
gives a fuck about you. It's your fault.
Yeah.
So,
That's the problem, dude. No.
And it's also boring for your followers if you're just self-promoting. So you have to find ways to do it that are not boring.
No,
You just
exactly.
can post a flyer and that's it. It doesn't work.
No, but I'm saying, dude, it's difficult to do the same show, especially if it's like a regular show. Like Fernando has a monthly show, right? Mm-hmm. And people, you know, and there's people don't care. They're there to support Fernando. They don't care who's on the show, right? But then there's also the other people, and not just Fernando, I'm talking about every show. And there's also the other people who come and they want to know who's on the show, that don't want to see the same people. They don't mind that Fernando's there, but they want to see someone different on the show. And then you put these people on the show, and there's people who bother you, like, hey man, let me get on your show. Let me get on your show. And Fernando, I know you can, you can correct me if I'm wrong. And then you put them on the show and you think, hey man, you know, it's going to take all of us to promote this because there's going to be people who are not going to come because somebody is on the show that they have already seen, or several of them.
Right.
But those people that have followers can help you by attracting people to the show that want to see them. And then they can see you and they can see someone. Some comedians don't want their crowd, and I quote their crowd, to come to your show because then they feel they're not going to go to their show. Like there's people like that.
Yeah, there is. Absolutely.
So when you promote, it's freaking difficult, bro. It's difficult. And and those same people who ask you to be on your show don't help you for shit. So it's like a double whammy. And then you don't put them on the show, and then they're complaining, why don't you put me on your show? You don't help, dude.
There was this one guy, man. I think I'm going to use his name. He passed away, I think. You know, so may he rest in peace. Vámonos, Dominoes. But have you ever heard of a comedian, Cisco? He goes by the name of Dakota Black.
He died?
Yeah, I think Dakota Black passed away, bro. I think he did. But Dakota Black was one of these guys where, you know, I did a show with him. Do you remember the John Lovitz Comedy Club?
Yeah.
In the Universal City Walk. I did a show with him up there. You know, when I say I did a show with him, we were just booked on the same show. I didn't know at that point I didn't know who he was. I met him there. You know, that's where we met. And so, you know, we got to talking, you know, whatever. And he was like, hey man, you know, put me on your show. I'm like, yeah, for sure, dude. I'll put you on my show. So I booked him. I'm sorry, I did not book him right away. I told him, you know, just, you know, get back to me or, you know, whatever, and I'll book you when I get the chance. Because at that point, my shows were booked up, you know, for like the next 3 months.
Yeah.
You know, and since it's only once a month, you know what I mean? If it was like, when I say it was booked for 3 months, if it was once a week, you know what I mean? Then that'd be a whole lot of dudes, but it isn't. It's only once a month. So, and I only put like, you know, 5 dudes on or 5 comedians on per show. So it was easy to book 3 months ahead of time. So I told him, I'll put you on when I have a spot open. So he's like, okay, cool. So one time I had a spot open and I shot him an email, you know, on Facebook Messenger, and I was like, hey dude, there's a spot open. If you're interested, let me know. And he was like, yeah, man, I'd love to do it. So I'm like, all right, cool, man. Yeah, you know, come on down. And then I mentioned, you know, but hey, look, it's not a bringer show. I hate bringer shows.
Yeah.
All right. It's not a bringer show. You don't have to invite anybody. There is no, you know, you have to bring so many people for you to perform. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
I go, but you know, if you do some self-promotion, you know, tell your friends about it, you know, put some posts on Facebook. You know, your friends can get in free on the guest list. You know, just let me know. And he's like, you know what? I shouldn't have to do that. And I was like, what do you mean? And he goes, nah. And he goes, because when I perform around the country, he goes, I bust my ass to get people to come to the show. He goes, but when I perform close to home, I shouldn't have to do that. He goes, that's your job. And I was like, wow. I'm like, well, hey, listen, dude, if if that offends you, you don't have to do the show.
Yeah.
It's that simple. It's that simple. Right? And he goes, no, I'll do it. But I'm not going to promote it. I'm like, you know what, bro? You're not going to do it. I'm sorry, but you're just not. I didn't like that attitude.
Well, that's what people don't know, dude. Like people what people don't know, like, you have people who say, hey man, you should have so-and-so on your show. Like they'll mention somebody locally. You should put so-and-so on your show and this and that. And you're like, yeah. And they don't know that so-and-so, you don't have a problem with them, but so-and-so doesn't like to reciprocate by helping the show.
Right.
It's just like, give me.
Right.
But give nothing in return. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Makes no sense. Some people think that if people see them in their hometown, they won't be able to do a personal show for themselves because of those followers already saw him, and they want to do a monthly or or every 2 months in their city. People think that they're not going, but it's not the same thing at all, because they're gonna book him in they'll be featuring. They won't be doing their whole material. They can pick material for that show. It's a different thing.
Exactly.
But
exactly.
comedians are also doing that. You remember I used to book this place called Fat Crow here?
Yeah.
I only booked. I wasn't hosting. I only did a monthly show for myself, and I only booked. And they thought the same thing. Dude, this is your monthly show. You should promote it. It's your money. I'm only booking. And they were reacting the same way. I just stopped booking them there.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what you do. And then they cry. Oh, well, he doesn't book me. He's a hater. And I'm, no, dude, you don't freaking help, man. Yeah, you don't help for shit.
Reciprocate, man. Just a little reciprocation. That's all it takes.
Yeah, it's comedy.
That's one of the things that I've always done. Whenever somebody booked me on anybody else's show, I always ask, let me know. Can I, is there a guest list? How much are the prices for the tickets? Let me know so that I could promote. So, tell me how many prices or what the price is so I could tell people this is how much it's going to cost you. If you're letting people in for free on the guest list, let me know so I could tell them, hey, get in for free on the guest list, and I've always done that. And believe it or not, one of the reasons I've always done that is because I hate small crowds.
Yeah.
I think every comedian hates small crowds. I don't know a single comedian who will tell me, oh yeah, man, I love performing to small crowds. I hate small crowds. I want a big crowd. The more the merrier.
I want a small crowd, dude. I don't know about you. I want a small
crowd. 5 people for an hour. Oh, I love it.
Exactly. But now here's the dilemma here. So how do you feel if you book somebody, they don't promote, but you're not paying them?
Well, this is why I always give them the option. It's just like I said to Dakota Black. It's not a bringer show. I would appreciate it if you do some self-promotion. If you don't do it, you don't do it. That's fine. You know what I mean? That's okay. What upset me about him is the attitude that he gave me. You know what I mean? Where like, nah. When he was like, that's your job. I'm like, yo, listen, bro, it's fine. Listen, as you know, Cisco, because you've been to many of my shows.
Yeah.
They're always, every seat in the house is filled.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't need him to promote. No. I asked him, promote. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, just do some self-promotion. As in your people. Have your people, they might want to come and see you. If you do some self-promotion, I appreciate it.
And nobody, and the reality is this, and let's be honest, you don't even care if people come, bro. Like, honestly, you don't even care. You just want them to put it out there. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I just want to know that you took your time to show, as gratitude and put it on your page or whatever.
Exactly.
And, I appreciate that. If nobody comes. Oh well. But to say, oh, I'm not gonna promote because I'm on the road all the time and I don't feel like I should. Nah, puras chingaderas, güey.
Puras chingaderas. You know what? One of the best shows, I will say this though, bro. One of the best shows I ever did was, do you remember the guy who used to host Latino Night at the Laugh Factory in the 90s? Some radio host from Power 106 named Boomer Cervantes.
Yes.
I don't know if you remember. Okay, well, Boomer, he got another room somewhere in Burbank, some restaurant. And I think it was called Gitanas at the time. I don't know. Anyway.
Oh yeah, I remember that place.
Yeah. And so
where'd you say it was? No, it was in Glendale.
Okay, well, one of those places. Actually, this one was in Burbank, bro. So maybe there was two.
Or Burbank. Sorry, Burbank.
Yeah, Burbank.
Yes.
So anyway, they had a showroom. They had a stage. They had an audience, area, and I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. So I guess, it was gonna be a restaurant / concert venue. I don't know, because they had a stage and an audience, seats and tables and chairs, and it was pretty cool. It was a nice setup. Well, only 6 people show up. Only 6 people show up, and they decide to space them out in a room that seats maybe 150 people. Yeah. They decide to space them out. So there's like 2 people in front of me, 2 people way over there on the right side, and 2 people way in the back. So it was 3 couples, 6 people. Yeah. So, Boomer comes up and he's hosting the show. He does his whole hosting duty thing, right? And I'm first, and he tells me, he calls me up on stage. He's like, coming to the stage, Fernando Flores. The first thing I did was tell everybody, I'm like, you 6 people, come here to the front row. All right. I don't know why the fuck you're way over there. Come here to the front row. Later on, I found out the reason they spaced them out is because they anticipated a big show, because Boomer had promised them a big show. So they had several waitresses, and each waitress was,
a section.
Waitresses. Yeah, they had their section. Oh, so damn. When I told them, come to the front row, everybody come to the front row.
Screwed it up.
Yeah, I screwed it up for the waitresses. Whoops, sorry, I didn't know. But they came to the front row, so now there's 6 people sitting right in front of me. And what I did, dude, I didn't even stand up anymore. I sat down on the edge of the stage, right? And I talked to them, and I didn't even do my material, bro. We just talked, like we had a conversation with me and 3 couples, and it turned into like a sex therapy, couples therapy thing where I'm, you know what I mean? Because I was just asking very personal questions, but I was being funny. I was being funny, but I was asking them very personal questions about their sex lives. They're all young couples, and so they're all laughing, whatever. It only had 15 minutes, so I went up there and I talked to them, and they were talking to me, and we're laughing our ass off. It was like a group of friends that we were just bullshitting. You know what I mean? And it was great. It was fantastic. And then like the 3 or 4 comedians that went on after me, they did pretty well, even though it was only 6 people, but they were sitting in the front row, and they had this point that had already been loosened up. So, they laughed. There was a small but mighty crowd. It was awesome.
That's cool, dude. Yeah, no, sometimes those turn out to be really good, man. Like it just depends. But, going back to, what we were talking about originally about, comedians who just take it for granted and who just, want to show up, be a part of it. And, like I had a couple of comedians, tell me, hey man, what's up? Where's the crowd? I go, hey man, when comedians would tell me something like, hey, I put your pictures on the flyer, man. Apparently nobody wants to see you. No, if they're gonna talk shit, I'm gonna talk shit back. You know what I mean?
Right. No, exactly.
If you're gonna come over here and talk shit, I put you on the flyer, and you said everybody knows you. Apparently nobody knows you over here.
Right.
So what I'm saying? Like I said, look, I'm always grateful. I already know the business. I already know that's one of the things that experience teaches you. And especially the experience of booking your own shows. You got to remember, a lot of comedians, they never book their own shows. So they don't know, excuse me. They don't know that, they don't know what it takes, bro. They don't, they don't know the pressure of putting on a show. They don't know it.
Exactly.
Because all they've done is show up and perform. And if it's crowded, oh, they're fucking happy and this and that, and you know, I killed it. And if it's not, oh man, they're miserable, and it's your fault that they didn't do well. Oh shit, man. Let's go
exactly,
up there and
dude.
I always told people this. If I book you, you have the choice to A, agree to do it, or B, not to do it. But you don't have the right to C, agree to do it and then fucking complain. Either about the audience or about the money. Because I'm not telling you to help me pay for flyers, and I'm not telling you to help me pay for promotion. So don't fucking come tell me how I should do my job. That's the worst when they try to tell you how to do your job too. There's another thing. Yeah. Have you ever had that?
I have had one comedian tell me that I should not have booked it in the order of that I said, or the lineup, I should say. You know what I mean? One guy came up to me and he's like, man, I don't know about this guy going first. And then I don't know about this guy closing the show. You should put it this way and do that and do this and do this way. You know, and I'm like, no. You know, trust me, man. I'm doing this for a reason. I'm not just doing this because whatever.
I like you. Yeah, because I like you.
Exactly.
You're opening because I don't like you and my friend is the one who's closing. No, nobody thinks like that when they're doing business.
One of the biggest things that upsets me the most is when people complain about going first. You know what I mean?
I don't give a damn.
You know, I don't give a shit about going first.
I'll be honest with you. Do I like to go first? Nah, not really. But I'm not gonna complain about it.
Right.
I mean, if here's the reality of it. If I don't want to go first, then maybe I gotta go get better.
You know, well, hey, that's one way to put it. That is one way to put it. But I would always tell them, you're not going first. I'm going first because I'm hosting the show. I'm the one that's going to go up there first. I'm the one that's going to do 10, 15 minutes first. You know, I'm the one that's going to have to warm up a cold crowd. Okay. Yeah. You're going to go second. You're just first on the lineup behind me, but I'm going up first, you know, and if I warm up the crowd, if I do well, and if I crack up the crowd by hosting the show, okay, but the first opening 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever it may be, and then you come on after me and suck, that's on you. You know, that's on you, bro. That's not because they were cold.
It's your fault. Absolutely not.
That's right. That's you know what I mean? So
that's all you, dude. That's all your fault.
It's all my fault. But
there's a place here in Mexico City called Boom, and it's a 500-seater. And the usual host was a Colombian guy called Ibrahim Salem. He's a Palestinian Colombian guy. And he always opened up with 30 minutes. 30 minutes every night for opening. He's crazy, but he's a machine. And he did it so well, nobody cared.
Damn, that's
so if you were first in the lineup, you never had that thought that, I'm the first one. It's gonna be hard.
Well, you know, to be honest with you, there's a lot of comedians here that do the same shit.
30 minutes for opening every night? That's
30 minutes. Dude, this can be, bro, let me tell you something, man. We used to do Wild Coyotes. You may have heard us mention this. Wild Coyotes was the Latino version of, what's that one in Harlem? The Apollo.
Okay, yeah.
That was a Latino Parlo because you could get your ass kicked for doing bad.
Yeah.
Like literally get your ass kicked. Oh, you laugh, but it's true. People felt scared, bro. People felt scared and threatened, man. You know, they if they told you get off the stage, you better get your ass off the stage. Now, you know, I'm gonna take my time. And get your ass off the stage. That's if they told you you're doing 15 and they told you get off in 2 minutes, you better get the fuck off. You better get off. They don't like you.
What's the name of the place? I've never heard about it.
No, it doesn't exist anymore.
Still, what's the name?
It was called Tortillas. It was called Tortillas. It was called Gotham. It was called Prime Cut. It was called Wild Coyotes. When I started comedy, it was Wild Coyotes.
Wild Coyotes, yeah. There was a place in East LA called Tequilas.
Oh, I went there.
Okay,
I never got to do that one. I know I never got to do that one, but I think Willie used to do it, right?
Yes, I've seen videos of Gotham, but I never knew where was it. I've seen videos of a Gotham Club, comedy club.
Oh, that's in New York. That's different.
Yeah, Gotham Comedy Club is in New York.
That's a Gotham Comedy Club.
Yeah,
this was a bar / restaurant.
Yeah, called Gotham.
So I always like to hunt for videos of strange places, so it's something for me to watch later.
Yeah, I don't think you'll find any videos, but anyway, I was gonna tell you. So Willie Barcena used to host it, and Felipe Esparza used to host it.
Yep.
And Jeff Garcia used to host it. A lot of motherfuckers used to host it. But they would go up there and do like 45 minutes to open the show, bro.
Yes.
45 minutes to an hour. He would tell you, okay, the show started at 10:30. Okay, it started at 10:30. He would tell you, okay, you're first, be there at 10:30. You wouldn't go up to 11:30. He would tell you you're third, fourth. He would tell you if you were fourth, be there by 11:30. You would get there, you're fourth. And he would say, oh, that's barely the first comedian going up. You're like, God damn, you still got to wait 3 more. And then he would do another 20 minutes between every other comedian.
That's what Ibrahim used to do also, 30, 20, 20.
Yeah, but, I mean, it's their show. I mean, you can complain. All you can say is no. Say, no, I don't want to do it because you take too much time up there, bro. I don't want to be waiting that much time. You know what I mean? But that's on you, dude. Like, so, como dicen, right? I mean, that's their show. If they're the ones that are bringing the people and they're the ones bringing the audience, that's on them.
Let me ask you a question. Have you guys ever done a show where you thought, or you felt threatened, you felt a little scared? You know, because you brought that up about, you know, Gotham's Wild Coyote, same place, you know. I brought up that place, Tequilas, because the very first time I ever performed there, you know, it was a bar, you know, and they had a little stage, and Willie Barcena ran a pretty cool show, you know, and so he introduced me. I go on stage, right, and there's this guy in the front row, and this guy is straight out of a Cholo movie, an old Cholo movie, you know what I mean, where he holds up a beer bottle. I go up on stage, and he holds up a beer bottle like he's gonna throw it, not like he's toasting me. You know what I mean? He holds up a beer bottle like he's gonna throw it at me, and he goes, "You better be funny, Holmes." And I was like, "Fuck!"
Oh damn!
Right? I was like, "God damn!" The only thing that was missing at this point was chicken wire in front of the stage, you know, like the Blues Brothers.
Yeah.
You know that one movie, the Blues Brothers, had chicken wire in front of the stage because everybody was throwing beer bottles at the stage.
Damn.
Fortunately, I was funny and he didn't throw his beer bottle. You know what I mean? But I was like, damn, that shit was a trip. You know, and like I said, fortunately, all was well. You know, all was well. So he didn't get to throw the beer bottle. But for a second, I thought, holy shit, what's gonna happen if I'm not funny? Is he really gonna throw that beer bottle?
I'll be honest with you, I never felt threatened, but I remember, you know, I don't know if you know this, Horacio, but in California, there's a rivalry. I don't know if I want to say rivalry, but the Northern California doesn't like Southern California in gangs.
Okay.
There's norteños y hay sureños. That's a cholo thing. You know what I mean?
Sí, sí.
And I went
son territoriales.
Yeah. Well, the story goes back that it started in the prisons, and that the people from LA used to treat the people from Northern California and the Central Valley like crap in the prisons. Because, you know, in the Central Valley, we talked about this last time, it's puro rancho. It's all agriculture. So a lot of farmers, mucha raza that comes from Mexico comes and they
work in the farms. Yeah.
They work in the fields. Yeah. Son granjeros, right? Or
campesinos.
La pizca. Yeah, campesinos. Exactly. So they would talk, you know, the guys from LA would talk shit about them. Pinches campesinos, ignorantes, and all that in the prisons. And they would gang up on them. So then they started getting together to defend themselves. Anyways, it's a fucking hasn't. But I did a show in San Jose, and after the show, some dude tells me, Fernando, some guy tells me, "You're pretty funny for a Southerner." And I said, "What?" I said, "I'm from LA, man. I'm not from the South." I try to play like the fucking ignorant card, you know, like I didn't know what he was talking about. I was trying to play stupid because I'm like, I don't want to get into this shit. Like, man, fuck you or whatever. You know what I mean? I was like, nah, man, I'm from California. I'm not from the South. and he just looked at me kind of like, man, you're stupid. Like, you know, like so fortunately it worked. But it could have been like because una vez, like one time we did a show up there for Cinco de Mayo with Richard, did a show up there a long time ago. And he and I was wearing a Dodgers hat. And I remember somebody telling me, don't wear your Dodgers hat tonight, especially not to the show. And I go, what do you mean don't wear your Dodgers hat? Dude, don't fucking wear a Dodgers hat because it has the LA.
Right.
You know what I mean? After the show, Horacio, we come out and the freaking city, it was like Cinco de Mayo weekend. Gloria Trevi performed at the park. We saw Gloria Trevi had just gotten back out of prison from Brazil.
Okay.
She had just gotten out. She had just gotten back. Remember when all that shit went down?
Yeah.
I think her and her ex or her ex manager or whatever. ¿Cómo se llama?
I had a joke about that.
Loco. ¿Cómo se llamaba ese loco?
Sí. Give me a second.
You know that guy threatened René Franco?
Really?
Threatened him, dude. Like threat. And I said he was crazy.
Andrade? He was talking about him with his show or why?
Yeah, probably. Andrade, right? His last name was Andrade.
Sergio Andrade. He was in jail. She was in jail. She had like a sex ring and female slaves, super young.
He did. Yeah, he married like a 15-year-old or 16-year-old.
Yeah, he did.
And the mom let her.
The thing is, for the mom to let her daughter go work with him, he had to get married. And they did. And she was like 16 at the time. It's stupid.
Dude, I saw the movie. The movie was pretty damn good. It was crazy.
It's a good movie. It's surprisingly good. You won't expect anything about it.
And the girl that plays Gloria Trevi, she kind of looked like her.
She kind of looked like her, and she did a great job because it's not easy to mimic her.
Yeah.
The director is this guy from Eastern Europe. And I don't know how he became a fan of the story, not even of her music or anything. He became a fan of the story, and he came to Mexico, and he spent a bunch of money, and he just made this story that he saw in the news into a movie. It's a weird story.
That's crazy. You know, and the only reason I saw that movie was because they were doing a premiere here in Los Angeles, and ese güey was el conductor.
Oh, really?
He got hired to come and do, I don't know if to do time and to host it. So he invited me. He goes, hey, you want to go? And I went. And so they weren't letting me in. They weren't letting me in. I said, dude, my name's on the list. Alex Marin Cal, fucking, has two names and shit. Said, Alex, put me on the list. And they were like, no, pues no.
Jorge Alejandro Marin y Cal Garcia Jurado. That's the whole name.
God damn. So no, the only reason they let me in, I think I told this story before. Only reason they let me in is because Adal Ramones was walking out, and I said, Adal, you know, and then, you know, because I had already done Stan Parados with Adal, right?
Yeah.
Twice. So fucking Adal is like, tú sabes, everybody's yelling Adal's name. There's people in line, you know. I'm trying to get into, I wasn't going through the regular line. I was going through like a VIP line because I was on the guest list. All the other people, I don't know if they bought tickets. I don't know what the fuck. And I said, Adal. And Adal looks at me and like, hey, like, you know, like, hey, like, you know, like he's just being nice, like, hey, to everybody. You know, like, hey, you know, because he heard his name yelling, Adal. So, hey, and he turns around and he does a double look. Hey, cabrón, ¿qué estás haciendo aquí? You know, Cisco, ¿qué onda, güey? And only because he fucking recognized me and only because he came and gave me a hug and said, what's up? And how you been? And what are you doing here? Only because of that, they let me in. The motherfucker said he couldn't find my name on the list, but only because Adal said, what's up? They let me in. Oh, that's some bullshit.
It's bullshit, but I mean, hey, dude, I'm just telling you, it's who you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm sorry that your name wasn't on the list, but that was fortunate that
Adal
came out and recognized you and gave you a hug, and they're like, oh, okay, this motherfucker must be important. Let him in.
I think Momo was with me, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, really?
I think I took Momo with me, and then we had to leave. Was it Momo? Somebody was with me, and we ended up leaving early because I think I had a gig that night. But yeah, dude, that shit it's fucking crazy, dude. That was crazy. But that movie was so good, man. That Gloria Trevi movie. But dude, I just tripped out like on all the young girls. This guy had all these young girls like in living with him in an apartment, bro. And he was like, I think he was having sexual relations with all of them.
He lived with them in a house here in Mexico. Then they had to move to Brazil, and they all lived in an apartment. They already had babies. Gloria's baby died. It's a big thing.
Bro. I don't know if you ever seen that movie. You gotta see that movie. It's called Gloria.
I think it is. I don't remember, but I can.
Yeah, it's called Gloria or something like that. Yeah, it's called Gloria. So you should check it out, Fernando. It's a good movie.
Oh, definitely gonna put it on my queue.
It was on Netflix.
Did I ever tell you how we got into a club in Germany because of Carlos Vallarta's looks?
Yeah, you told me, el billete.
Right.
Because of the peso, the billete. Cuauhtémoc, or who is it? Cuauhtémoc. Hey, Cuauhtémoc is the son of Montezuma that got his feet burned?
Yeah.
They burned his feet, the Spaniards did?
Last emperor,
The fuck was all that feet burning about, man? Because I'd like to burn Trump's feet.
Don't say that out loud.
He certainly has some treasury hiding, right? He's evading taxes and so he should have something piled up there, some cash and some gold bars, and he swings him them like fucking Rico McPato. What's the name of that?
Horacio, were you able to watch the debate?
Oh, I didn't. I went to an open mic. But I saw videos, and it's asinine.
Both of them, right?
Yeah, both of them. Because the other guy plays along. That's the stupidest thing. You have this moron right next to you just yelling, interrupting, and saying dumb shit. Just let him go.
Spreading COVID.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking spreading COVID all over the place and shit.
Now let me ask you something. Like, I know we're not the kind of people who wish death on somebody or evil.
We don't.
But Fernando? How did you feel when you found out this fool had COVID? Like, what was your first thought, honestly?
My first thought, honestly, bro, and just like you said, I don't wish death on anybody, and I don't wish death on anyone.
Neither
but my first thought was, good. I hope he gets really fucking sick. You know, I don't want him to die, but I wanted him to suffer through the illness so that now he knows this shit is not a fucking joke. It's not a hoax, not a joke. You know, and he said, oh, this affects practically nobody. No, that's not true, man. Because I've seen it with my own eyes working at the hospital. I've seen the way it ravages the human body. I've seen people gasping for breath, you know, and basically choking on their own fluid.
But Fernando, I'm one of those people that thinks that it just affects people who are sick. Now, those people that you say are gasping for air, are they people with pre-existing conditions or not?
You know, some of them, and I would say the majority of them, yes. You know, the majority of them, yes. They have, you know, some other issue going on. Could be diabetes, could be asthma. Yeah, you know, for sure. Like, if I was to get COVID, do I think that I would survive it? I think I would.
Yeah.
You know, I think I would. There's no way to know. My neighbor died of COVID, and she didn't have pre-existing conditions, you know, and she was just a couple of years younger than me. You know, so that's kind of harsh, you know.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, like you can't really base it on like, well, I'll recover.
Right, exactly.
I mean, that's a new virus. There's no way of knowing everything about it. It's fucking new. Yeah, there's no way. But I didn't hope he was dead. I didn't hope he was gonna die, but I laughed when I heard, because it's just so contradictory for him. Because he said all those stupid shit, and he didn't wear the fucking mask, and he was just so stupid, and he said those things about Clorox and all that shit. So it's super funny, and it's like instant karma for him, you know. That's why I enjoyed it.
He said that's why I enjoyed it.
Well, I did.
The prime minister of
Britain,
of the UK. I forgot what his name is. Boris Johnson.
Boris Johnson, yes.
So,
he also was an asshole, and he also was contagion, and he also
got it. Yeah, and so did the president of Brazil. I forget what his name is.
Bolsonaro.
Bolsonaro.
He got it too.
Right.
The country with the most deaf people in the world is the United States. The second one is Brazil, and the third one is Mexico. So I'm just waiting for AMLO to get it because he won't survive it.
Oh my God,
he's so fucked. He's fucked up, man. Have you seen how he walks and how he speaks? He's younger than Putin, but he looks like as if he were like 85. So he's next in line, bro. So
you think so?
Yeah, I really think, because he was just like Trump. He didn't wear the mask, and he just kept repeating stupid bullshit about it. And here we are being the third country with the most deaths. So there you go.
Damn, dude, that I don't wish it on anybody. That's true, man. But hey, if regular people are getting it, you're not. This goes to show you that you're not above everybody like you think you are.
You're not special. Right?
Yeah, you're not special like you think you are, man.
Not at all.
That's the one thing. That's the one. I guess the one thing I would say is that it just hopefully, which we know it's not, but you would hope that this would humble the dude.
Yeah, right.
But there's not 1 ounce of humility in that guy's body, man. That's the problem.
This guy is sick. That's how he can be empathetic or be a regular person, because he's fucking sick. He has been delusional his whole life, right?
But he's rich. I mean, he's born with a silver spoon. Like, when he says, "Oh, yeah, my dad just let me borrow like $10 million." Like, oh yeah, fucking, I wish my dad let me borrow $10 million so I could fucking open a business. Must be nice. But he makes it sound like, oh, anybody's dad can let them borrow $10 million.
Right, exactly. It wasn't like that, man.
That's the thing. The whole world knows this guy is an asshole, and we've known this for many years. This is not new. And anyways, he got to be America's president, and we all fear that he can win again.
Shit, man.
How come that is that possible? We were surprised the first time. What the fuck is going on in the world? Because it's not only Trump. That guy from Britain is also an asshole, and he also became president. Mexico has. It's amazing how stupid is the one is here. And Bolsonaro in Brazil is also an asshole.
I don't think AMLO's an asshole.
Oh,
I think
he is.
I think AMLO's delusional.
He is. He's crazy. He's delusional, and he's also an asshole. Have you seen his speeches? Dude, it's not. He thinks that he's talking and he says, "Oh, the vacuna."
It's funny.
The vaccine is gonna cost like $4. How's that? Like 25 pesos, right? Yeah. Fucking asshole. $1 is 21 pesos. He says he just spits data like that in all his conferences.
So 84 pesos. That's what it's gonna cost. 84 pesos.
He says 25. But this is just a little example of everything. Every time he speaks in public, he fucks up like that. Everything he says, he just barbs stupid things and invented data, just like Trump does. Fake news, all the things. AMLO is just the same, but slower.
It's interesting how you say that they're the same, yet you have one that's a really left president, and you have one that's a really right. But at least your president's not fucking telling racists to stand down. Stand down, boys.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
He kind of does it. He creates hate among people. Because, hear this. He claims to be from the left. He really is not. He's super Catholic. He has connections with Christian sects and cults. He's super religious. He has this idea of a central state that are not at all of real modern leftist states. He's like a dictator from the 60s in Latin America. That's how he thinks. And now that he won, it starts showing even more evidentemente se nota, ¿sabes? Ahora.
Yeah.
Just like Trump killed Obamacare, AMLO killed El Seguro Popular. AMLO goes with the wall thing, and AMLO sends the National Guard to help him watch the border. At the same time, he's fighting with immigrants from Central America going through Chiapas. And when they get them, they also are in cages and being mistreated.
He has them in cages?
Not the same as you have over there when they're separating kids from their families, but they put them in separos, they call them. It's like preventive jail.
What the fuck?
But they're too much, so most of them are just sleeping in parks.
I didn't know that.
Border cities down south.
Oh no, I always knew that Mexico was a lot more brutal when it came to fucking immigration from Central Americans. That's been known for years. For years.
Oh yeah, that's true.
When people would say like, "Oh man, United States, they're so fucking..." Dude, the United States is nice. I mean, you went.
I wouldn't call it nice.
No, there was no, dude. Putting kids in cages, that's not fucking nice. That's some horse shit. That's some horse shit, bro. But what I was gonna say was that, dude, there were stories about the misma migra mexicana that would rob and sometimes rape women that cross the border and shit like that.
I don't know about the authorities, but they go through a lot of shit while crossing the country, because they go through Chiapas, and it's a big jungle state. It's kind of poor, and they climb on trains.
Yeah, la bestia.
Exactly. And they get robbed, and women get raped in the way by people on the way, and gangs. There are also Central American gangs doing that ride. Los Maras Salvatruchas, they're from El Salvador, and they are in contact with mafias over here, and so they get money from them, they rape them, sometimes they kidnap people, they kidnap women. It's a fucking horror story, but it's a gang thing. It's gangs, and they're colluded sometimes with authorities. There's a lot of money in it, they say. I'm not sure how it works, but they say there is.
You ever heard of that, Fernando?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I've heard of all that stuff, man. Can you hear me? I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I didn't hear you for a while. That's it.
Yeah, man. I've heard of all that stuff. I've heard, as a matter of fact, one of the, I was a juror on a murder case, and the defendant, well, there was 3 defendants, but the main defendant, the guy who actually did the killing, he was from Honduras.
Yeah.
Right? And so we found him guilty and all that stuff during the criminal case, but during the penalty phase, that's when they tell us, about his backstory of why, he got raped when he was a young boy, and, he was molested and his mother abandoned him. And they talked about all of that stuff. He came from Honduras, crossed into Chiapas, got on La Bestia, right? And they talked about all of that shit. They showed us a documentary about the train and how people fall off and they get killed, you know what I mean? Because they fall under the train, or the gangs rape them on the way. There's people who wait for them. They actually wait, and they know that the train is going to stop in a certain spot, and the gangs wait for them and rape them and sometimes kill them. You know what I mean? They steal what they have. And these are people that don't have much. That's why they're coming to the United States. They're leaving their homeland and, taking, how much can you possibly carry on your person when you're trying to cross borders, when you're trying to cross the whole country?
You don't have much. That's why you're traveling, because you don't have much or anything at all.
Exactly. You don't have much. And then you meet these gangs that they're going to take what little you have. I've heard all of that stuff, man. It's a horror story. It's crazy. It is crazy. And your heart has to go out for, just the shit that they go through just for a better life, just for some dignity.
Sometimes they're escaping because there's this thing, the gangs and kind of internal wars between states and gangs and whatever the fuck. They're just escaping because they were robbed of everything. This doesn't happen here. Have you heard about this Chinese artist called Ai Weiwei?
No. Wait.
It sounds funny, but it's his real Chinese name, Ai Weiwei.
Okay, I thought you were joking, bro. Honestly,
it's real. It's real.
I thought you were like, Ai Weiwei.
That's how I felt the first time I heard him. He's a really, really famous Chinese artist. He does a bunch of stuff. And among those things, besides sculpting and photograph and stuff, he made a documentary about migration and displaced peoples and immigrants all over the world. And the situation is the same from Eastern Europe, from the Arabic countries, from Africa, Birmania in Asia. It's called now, what's the name of it? Birmania stopped existing and now it's called Myanmar.
Myanmar. Okay.
Oh yeah.
The documentary shows all those moving of people all over the world, and it's brutal everywhere, even in Europe.
Oh
Because
yeah.
there's just a bunch of people and people trying to protect themselves from being invaded, because it's not an invasion, it's just a humanitarian thing. So for example, Germany would allow people to get there and get a job and help them, but the countries south of it won't let them pass. So there's a bunch of people living in Greece and other countries on the way to Germany and not getting any help from humanitarian associations and all this kind of stuff. And they're all being moved brutally by war, by famine, by raping, by all the same story just repeats all over the world. It's crazy. I thought that you can see the documentary. It's on Amazon Prime. Just put Ai Weiwei. It's A-Y space W-E-I-W-E-I. In Spanish, Ai Weiwei.
Ai Weiwei. Hey, you know what? I know this sounds like a joke, bro, but there's an artist. I think her name is also, I think she's also Chinese. And I'm not trying to be racist or anything like that, man. But I don't know if she's an artist. She might be a painter. I think or a violinist. But her name is Tu Yu Yu. All right. So it's like Ai Weiwei, but it's Tu Yu Yu. And they were saying
they should get married.
I know, right? How difficult must it be for them to sing happy birthday to her? Because you know that part where they say happy birthday to you, or happy birthday your name.
Happy birthday to you.
To you. It's like,
to you. No. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah, exactly. To you. Exactly.
Holy shit. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Exactly, bro. Oh man, I don't mean to sound racist. Was that racist? Nah, that wasn't racist.
Fuck, wait a minute. Happy birthday to. No, but what do you say? Happy birthday to. Oh yeah, because we say happy birthday, Fernando. Happy birthday to you. Damn.
Happy birthday to you.
To you. Fuck, dude. That's a fucking. There's a lot of names like that. So that's to you right there.
No, this is Ai Weiwei.
Oh, this is El Weiwei. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, El Weiwei. Happy birthday. Well, if his name was Cuculero. Happy birthday.
There are lots of Mexican jokes about Chinese names and Japanese names.
Well, dude,
yeah, that's true. Yeah,
well, dude, in English, I mean, when you have people named Ho, last name is Ho or first name is Ho, that's always
What's the name of this guy? He worked in Hangover, the little Oriental guy. He's funny as fuck. He's a doctor. Dr. Ken.
Dr. Ken.
Oh yeah, Dr. Ken.
His wife's a hoe.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Her name's Ho. Yeah.
I think
he does a bunch of jokes about the hoes.
About the hoe. Yeah, dude. I used to do shows with him at the Ice House a long time ago. Did you ever?
Me too.
Did you ever remember when he used to break out with the guitar? He was good, dude.
Dude, you want to know what's funny? A long time ago, when he was he wasn't famous, right? And again,
yeah, he wasn't famous.
I met him at the Laugh Factory, and yeah, he was funny. And we worked for the same hospital. I don't want to say what hospital it was. Not for the same exact hospital. We worked for the same company. He worked for one hospital. I worked at the other hospital, but it's the same company. So he was on stage and he's talking about what hospital he works at, right? And when he got off stage, I came up to him. I'm like, hey, man, I work for that company. And he goes, you do? I'm like, yeah. And because he had already seen me on stage. Yeah. And so we're laughing. He goes, which one do you work at? I'm like, I work at the one, in Bellflower. He goes, so we're laughing, whatever. We're talking about the company. We're busting up. We're both cracking jokes about it. He hands me his card. And he's like, dude, give me a call, man. We'll go get some beers sometime. And I'm like, yeah, for sure. But then I thought, fuck am I going to call him for? You know what I mean? I'm not going to call this dude. What the hell for? I threw away his card. Yeah, and I'm like, damn, bro.
You fucked up, bro.
I fucked it up, right? I could have been fucking King Jong's best friend right now. He would have put me in his movies.
Yeah, you could have. Yeah, you could have been.
You'll be showing your dick in the movies now.
I could have been showing my dick in the movies.
You could have been in the. You could have been in the Hangover 3.5.
Exactly, bro. I'm like, God damn it. Oh well, that just goes to prove, It goes to prove it.
Hey, so switching tracks here. So I sent you. I know you, Fernando. You weren't able to look at the article, but this is something you can chime in. So I was looking up stuff about, being in your 40s.
About being middle age.
Yeah, and people. I do believe in ¿cómo se dice? La crisis de la media edad.
Crisis de la mediana edad.
Yeah.
Middle-age crisis.
I know a lot of people who do have that, bro. And there's people I think there's people that we all know, that that I know, that Fernando knows, that Horacio knows, that have that shit. And and it's not look, man, fuck it. To each his own. That's their life, dude. I mean, what I'm saying? Like, but right. I just trip out on that shit. I don't know. I don't know if I have it. I don't think I've ever felt like, oh, I need to prove something. I don't want to be. Look,
yeah, I don't think I have it either.
I'll be honest with you. I'm 45. I've never thought like, oh, I should dress like I'm 45. Now, I don't want to dress like I'm 14 either. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So there's like I don't look at people and say, oh man, he looks cool for 45. The way he dresses, that's what I want to look like. Mr. Rogers, man, I like the way he dresses. Let me get my little
right.
Let me get a fucking cardigan sweater and start, looking the part of 45. It's not my thing. So this article is 40 myths about life after 40 everyone still believes. And the little tagline is, don't let these fabricated facts about life after 40 get you down. And this is the truth about middle age. So it has 40 myths. We're not going to do all fucking 40. We'll be here forever. But maybe I'll skim through.
I was hoping you were picking which ones we were touching today.
Okay, which are the ones that caught your attention if you looked at it, Horacio? I could do the top 10. So number 10 was weekends are for young people. Now that's bullshit. Yeah,
that is bullshit.
Total bullshit.
I don't feel like I gotta stay home because I'm fucking over 40. Fuck, I don't give a fuck how old I am. In fact, I don't give a fuck how old I get. I'm never gonna feel like I gotta stay home. I got shit to do. There's shit to do. I like fucking golfing. I like shoot. That's another thing. I don't feel like I gotta golf because I'm older. No, I've always liked golfing. I just never. When I was younger, I couldn't afford it. that's the only thing, I mean, now I have
got my sweater because I'm over 40. So
there you go. Look at this guy.
I'm looking the part now.
You know who wears those a lot is Russell Peters.
Yeah,
Russell wears those a lot, dude. He fucking has I seen his closet when I went to his house, and he has a fucking closet full of those goddamn sweaters. And he doesn't wear them. He didn't start wearing them when he was over 40. But I mean, do you feel that way, Fernando? Are there things like you say, fuck that, I'm going to keep doing it. I don't care. Like, I don't want to be the weirdo at a nightclub. Like, I would never want to be I think, but there's places for people who are like, I mean, I think you're a weirdo at a nightclub if you're over 32. Quite honestly.
Yes.
I'll be honest with you.
Yes, there is an age limit, man. And when you're going, look, I think Benny Mena has a joke like this that actually happened. You know what I mean? It actually happened to me. Mm-hmm. But Benny Mena has a joke where I think he said he went to Rosarito or he went to some nightclub. He went to some nightclub and he asked the girl, he's like, hey, you want to dance? And she was like, no, sir, I don't like this song. And he's like, sir, what the fuck? But at that point, he's like, yeah. She's like, no, sir. I mean, yeah, dude, what are you doing fucking going to a club in your late 30s or mid 30s or 40s and asking this 19-year-old girl, to fucking come on, bro. You're done. That's not your scene anymore. You got to go to where people are your age.
Dude, I felt funny at 28, at 29 when we would do shows. When we would do shows and we'd be like I just felt weird. Like, I'm like, fuck, man. Most of these people are like 21, 22, 23. I'm fucking 28. Like, I'm 5 years. So there's really not a connection with these people. And
there are clubs for like 30 something.
No, that's what I'm saying. No,
here in Mexico City, you go to. I didn't stop clubbing until I was like 38.
No, but no. That's what I'm saying.
But there are places for people that are older.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you go to an 80s club, I don't expect to see fucking 21-year-olds at an 80s club. Now, you might see some, but fucking 80s clubs are for like people like us. We go to fucking, I mean, that's the music we grew up with. We were little kids, you know what I mean? Even 90s, because 90s I graduated high school in the 90s. So even 90s to a certain point. But like I think from 95 forward, I can't fucking tell you what year a song was made. Because I relate a song to what year I was in school, to be honest with you. And when I was in college, I mean, like, okay, my second year in college, like I can remember that when I was playing football in college, Snoop Dogg's album came out. I remember that. I remember I just finishing high school, Dr. Dre's album came out. I remember all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like after that, I fucking don't know. I couldn't tell you like Coldplay or none of these fucking groups. I can't even tell you what they sing. Like I know I've heard their songs. I can't tell you, oh, that's Coldplay.
I can't name it. Right, you're right.
Couple clubs in Mexico now for young people only play a lot of reggaeton. I can't tell the difference between a singer and the other one.
I can't either.
Me neither.
I only know El Gato Volador. That's the only one I know.
Is it too bad to say the word retarded?
Yeah, it's not acceptable, but fuck it. Go ahead, say it.
That's how they sound to me. All the reggaeton singers, they just sound retarded.
Okay, so
this new shit.
There's some reggaeton songs that I like the beat. No, there's some. It just, but very few. There's that's it. Remix.
Exactly.
Esa nueva sensación.
They sing like they have a mental problem. They have issues because they go like. They just sound stupid.
So you're obviously. That's Bad Bunny that you're imitating. And let me tell you something.
Is it?
Yeah, Bad Bunny's the one who sings that song. Okay, and you're right. It's like, what the fuck? Does he have a speech impediment? I don't know, bro. But here's the thing. So everybody was telling me, oh, yeah, Bad Bunny, whatever. I remember when reggaeton first was making its becoming famous here in California.
Yeah.
The big reggaeton artist was Daddy Yankee, right? Yeah. And at the time I was married, and I was married to a Puerto Rican girl. So she's like, I want to go see Daddy Yankee. So I'm like, okay, let's go see Daddy Yankee. Bro, just like you were saying, Cisco, my God, 99.9% of everybody in that concert were women wearing the skimpiest shit, right? And they were like all in their early 20s. You know what I mean? And I was like, or some 18-year-olds, maybe even younger than that,
A ella le gusta la gasolina.
Yeah, exactly. But here I am, right? With I was married at the time, so I was like, I can't look, man. I was like a horse with blinders. You know what I mean? Just looking straight. Just look straight. Just look straight, right? But Daddy Yankee was okay. You know, he was okay. He had some pretty.
Do you
good
compare
music.
them to what's going on now? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And then someone tells me, "Oh,
that.
Bad Bunny is so good, Bad Bunny." So I'm like, all right, let me hear what this Bad Bunny guy is all about. Oh my God, dude, he sounds so fucking stupid. I'm sorry if anybody likes Bad Bunny. I don't apologize. He sounds stupid. You know, I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. And I'm like, and I did comment on some of these people. I'm like, I'm mad at you. I'm mad at all of you who told me that Bad Bunny was good. You know what I mean?
But can you tell the difference between Maluma and Bad Bunny, for example? I can't.
No, I cannot. I can't tell the difference. No.
I can't tell you the difference between any of them.
I don't know.
I mean, like, quite honestly.
It's just the same patu shit all the time.
Remix.
But if you think about it, it started in the 90s. Did you guys get El General over there in California?
Yeah, El General.
Yeah, of course.
That's the beginning of this shit. Tú te ves bien buena, mami, tú estás buena. Bien buena, tú te ves bien buena.
Yep. Yeah, I remember that shit.
Hey, don't you remind me of my days back there, boy. That was fucking. Te ven bien buena, te ven bien buena.
Y tú estabas ahí perreando, parece una botella de Coca-Cola.
Te pone tu bikini y te ves bien buena.
Parece una botella de Coca-Cola.
Oh yeah, what the fuck, dude? Nah, dude, I got you. Dude, that's funny you brought that song up. That's hilarious. Fuck, man. No, but I can't do the young shit. I just can't. I can't, like,
no.
I think even as I kind of always thought I had like an old soul, man. Like, because I always liked older shit, to be honest with you. Always. I was never like into like I tell you guys, like, fucking, I watch old TV, dude. I used to watch fucking Nick at Night. I used to watch TV Land, those old shows. I loved all that.
I like Nick at Night. I really liked it.
I loved all those shows. They used to play like Dobie Gillis. You ever heard of Dobie Gillis?
What the fuck is that?
So that's like a 1950s, 60s black and white show with Bob Denver, who played Gilligan. And he was on it. And Dobie Gillis, it was just like a teenager show, or the Patty Duke show, or fucking Mr. Ed. I used to watch Mr. Ed on Channel 56, bro.
My dad
Ed,
liked Mr. Ed.
I used to watch Mr. Ed. I used to watch Sanford and Son, dude. My all-time favorite show, Sanford and Son.
I don't think we have the same shows here at Nick at Night. We have the Monsters and the Addams Family and that kind of shit.
Welcome Back, Kotter. Fucking
yeah.
You watch Welcome Back, Kotter, Fernando?
I never watched it, but I'm familiar with it. And you want to know why I never watched it? I'll be completely honest with you, dude.
You hate John Travolta.
I did start to see one of. I hated the accent. I hated the accent that they would speak with, like that Brooklyn type of New Jersey type accent, whatever.
Hey, Mr. Carter.
You know, I'm like, man, fuck this. Exactly.
Can you
Mr. Carter. You know,
can
I'm
you guys do the accent?
This.
A ver, can you
do accent?
Which accent? Which one? The New York accent?
Yeah. The one that Fernando was complaining about.
Kind of.
Okay, look, let me tell you something. Here's the thing too, okay? So as I was saying, I married a Puerto Rican girl back in the day, and she was from New York. She was from Brooklyn. But she moved here to California when she was 13, right?
Yeah.
So when I met her and we started dating and all that stuff, she still had a Brooklyn accent, but it wasn't very heavy, but it was still there, which is a funny thing or a weird thing, because I said I couldn't stand the accent, and here I am marrying her. You know what I mean? She had a very small accent. Yeah, it wasn't very noticeable. But like when she said water, for example.
Water.
You know, she would say water. She would say water.
Yeah.
Water.
You know,
water.
a drink of water. Which is another thing that's pretty funny, because when my daughter was little, she used to watch the Teletubbies, And I don't know if you remember, but the Teletubbies was an English show from UK, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so my daughter started watching the Teletubbies, and she started picking up a British accent because she's she would say that exactly. She was like, Daddy, can I have some water? And I'm like, what the fuck?
No, I believe you, because I have a friend that homeschooled his kids, and his kids talk like that because of the show, because of
that's funny.
Watching those shows. Yeah, I used to be like, the fuck? Why your kid got a British accent, man? That's kind of like weird. People are gonna ask them if they were ever lived in England. They'd be like, I've never been there.
Okay. So dude, here's another story. I knew a lady from South Africa, and the South Africans, they kind of sound like they could be English a little bit.
They
have
sound
their
way
own
different. They sound different. Yeah.
Yeah, and so she was pregnant, and when I knew her, and then she had her baby, and I was, the next time I saw her, I was like, "Oh, hey, you had the baby."
It's cutting off. Yeah.
I think we lost him.
And she's like, "Yes." I'm like, "Oh, congratulations." How about now? Am I here? How about now?
You're back.
Am I here?
We can hear you now.
Am I gone?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Right. So anyway, okay. So I said, "What did you name the baby?" And she said, "Bread."
Brett? What? Bread?
I'm like, bread?
Pan?
And she said, yes. Bread? Like, yes. Right. And she goes, B-R-A-D. Bread.
Brad.
I'm like, oh, you mean Brad. And she goes, that's what I said. Bread. And I was like, what the fuck? It's just that the accent that she was speaking in. Yeah, she was saying Brad. She would pronounce it bread.
Yeah, they have a way different accent, because I got a friend from South Africa. He lives in England. He drives the ¿cómo se llama? The Piccadilly line, which is like the subway. And he speaks kind of like, it's kind of weird. His accent's kind of weird. Like, I wasn't used, like, I knew the British accent and all that, but when he spoke, I was like, yo, dude, what part of England are you from? Oh, I'm from South Africa. I'm like, oh shit, okay, that explains it. It's kind of weird. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, right. accents exist everywhere, dude. And when people try to clown on people for having an accent, it's kind of like irritating.
Yeah.
Like, when people would say, because we have an accent because of where we live, like when we grew up, and I used to do a joke. I used to have a bit about how white people would tell me I have an accent. It's like, wait, I have an accent because you moved away, motherfucker. And I had to learn how to speak English from my uncle, who fucking was in this country for 3 months, and he was learning English. That's who I learned English from. You know what I mean? So had you stuck around, maybe I'd speak better English. That used to be like a stupid little bit I used to say. But it wasn't.
You guys think Trevor Noah has a South African accent?
Yes.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does.
Because I don't see the difference, but still
right. Trevor Noah has a subtle South African accent. It almost sounds like he could be British.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It almost sounds like it could be British, but it's subtle, but it is a South African accent. Yes.
Yeah, the first time I saw him, I thought he was British.
Yeah, so did I. I'll be honest. So did I.
Hey, all right. So let's go back to the list about 40s, being over your 40s. Okay, bikinis aren't an option. I guess that's for the women. But hey, I'm gonna tell you something. Hey. There's some women that look good in their 40s. There's some ladies that look good in their 50s.
Hell yeah, they do.
Hey, you look at Maribel Guardia. She's 62.
She's not 62. She's like 111.
And she looks better. And she looks better than some of the women at 32, dude.
Though she's super hot, but I think she speaks in a coffin or something.
Yeah, right. I think so too, right? Dude, she looks the same for like the last 25 years. Like her face, everything. You know what I'm saying? Like for a long time.
The face, the body, dude, it's unreal. How old is Sofia Vergara, for example? Because I don't think she's ever operated and she's still super hot.
Sofia Vergara, let's see.
She should be older than 50, right?
48.
48.
She's 48. She's almost 50 though. Heidi Klum. Oh, Salma Hayek's 54.
Salma Hayek is 54. Exactamente.
She thinks she looks 54?
No.
What about male actors? Like a dude that don't like Will Smith don't look fucking old, dude.
No, Will Smith looks the same, dude. That motherfucker doesn't look like he aged at all.
Black don't crack. He's 52. He's 52, bro.
Damn.
Dude, my friend Trenton. Well, you know, Trenton.
Yes.
Trenton doesn't look old. You see, Trenton,
No.
he's looked the same since I met him when he was like, he was like 38 years old. It's been a while. Like he's going close. He's pushing 60. And he looks better than like I do, at least. I know he looks better than I do. I'm like, motherfucker, dude, you sleep in a coffin? Like
well, I remember he said he was 60 years old because I remember telling him that.
He's pushing 60.
I was like, bro, you do not look like you're near 60. You know, that's when we even joked about it. And I said, bro, it's true what they say. Black don't crack, man.
Here's a 40 over the 40 years old myth. You're no longer considered sexy.
That is a myth. I am fucking sexy as shit, bro.
In fact, I didn't consider myself 60 sexy until I hit 40.
There you go.
Let's be. I'm gonna be honest. I never called myself sexy at 25. Give me a shit. You know, it says not true. In fact, you're just getting started. Men and women are both sexy in their 40s, with or without labels like cougar or silver fox. Now, one thing I will notice is that people don't let their grays come out no more. People dye their hair and shit. I think I dyed my hair once.
You remember that Talavera used to dye his beard?
Yeah,
he doesn't dye it anymore?
No, now he paints it in colors. It's marble now.
I think dyeing your beard is sexy as shit, bro. As a matter of fact, look at my beard right now. It's all white. I'm going to dye it.
Really?
Dye it. Hell yeah, bro.
Why are you going to dye it?
You know, because I like it dyed, man. Look, one of the reasons that I dye it, to be honest with you, is because my mustache is still black. But the goatee, the beard is white.
Shave the mustache. Keep the beard.
You can look like Doctor Strange.
Because my nose is big, bro. My nose is big. It's white. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if I shave the mustache, my nose really stands out. It's like
really stands out, I guess.
I have some grays, but you can find them. I have some grays, but I'm 43 and it's hard for me to see them.
Look where he got stuck. Dude, I didn't have any gray, and all of a sudden, bam, they just started coming out of everywhere. On my beard. Yeah, on my beard, on my in my hair. But I don't give a shit. You can't see it because cuando eres güero, it kind of like just blends in with your hair. But then
I think because I do have them, but you can't see them.
Yeah, but you're not married and you don't have kids, bro. That's why you don't have
And I also don't work, so I'm going to look like this until I'm 60.
Yeah, I don't work either. So, hey, here you go. Here's another one. Here's one of the myths. People under 40 can't relate to you. True or not?
Well, it depends, man, because there's plenty of people in their 30s that you can relate to, but it goes back to like we were saying about going to a club with people in their early 20s. Can't relate to people in their early 20s.
But in that environment, I think if you're in a club, you can't relate with them because it's weird. What is this old guy doing here? But if you're if you are conviviendo with them in another, if you're seated in the same table in a wedding party, for example,
you
can do it. You can have fun with them.
Oh, absolutely.
You can have friends. I have 20-something friends. Not because I'm immature, because I just met them in special things, like parties or something like that. Or the green room.
No, I got in comedy. Yeah, in comedy, you meet a lot of youngsters and that you talk to and stuff like that. I get that. Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Like Carlos Vallarta is 28.
God damn, is he? He's that young?
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. I thought he was in his 30s already. Because he's such a big dude. Yeah, he's young. Wow, dude, that's crazy. That's fucking crazy. Fernando's talking about doing comedy like in the 90s.
Yes.
But when what's his name? With I didn't start doing comedy till 2003. That's why I didn't know the guy from the radio station Morales, or what's his name? Boomer Cervantes, sorry.
Boomer Cervantes,
Boomer,
yes.
But I remember him from the radio, the Boomer Cervantes. Shit.
Yeah, yeah, I remember him.
So can you relate to people under 40?
Yeah, absolutely. I can relate to people under 40. Yeah, you know,
I think it just depends on what we're talking about. If we're talking about sports, yeah, I guess, you know, because I can talk about sports. But if we're talking about music, there's a lot of shit. Because and the only reason I knew some of the stuff is because of my kids.
Mm-hmm.
I think when you have kids, I think as your kids get older, you're gonna lose that connection. Or maybe because I coach kids. You know?
Yeah. You know, my daughter is a huge fan of K-pop, you know, Korean pop music, right? Mm-hmm. And it's pretty funny because, so she was about, I don't know, I want to say about 15. She was about 15 years old. And one of her favorite K-pop bands was going to come to LA. They were going to have the concert. So she's like, Dad, can we go? And I'm like, yeah, sure. I'll buy you tickets. And then she said, you know, my niece, she's like, she's a big fan too. So I'm like, okay, I'll buy 3 tickets, you know, and I'll take my niece. So we went. This was at the LA Sports Arena before they tore it down. So now, you know, that gives you a ballpark figure about how long ago this was, mm-hmm. right? So I knew that there was going to be screaming teenage girls. I knew that, but I had underestimated how powerful their screams were. But that's not what I'm bringing this up, right? So here I am, a 40-year-old guy, right, walking into LA Sports Arena for a Korean pop band, you know, these 6 or 7, you know, extremely feminine looking boys.
They look like anime cartoons.
Yeah. They look like anime. Yeah. So I'm walking to my seat, right? We're walking to, you know, the tickets that I bought, right? And it was hilarious, bro. I turn into the row that we're sitting, right? And there's the 3 empty seats that we're gonna, you know, take our seats at. And there was a dude next to me where I'm gonna sit, and he was a man in his 40s, okay? And he looked at me, and I looked at him. We made eye contact, and he just went, mm-hmm. And I looked at him, and I said, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. As in I got my niece and my daughter, and he had like 2 daughters, you know, 2 little girls that he was there with, right? And it was hilarious, dude. We couldn't talk. It's like we couldn't have a conversation, but we looked at each other and we acknowledged, oh, yeah, you're here because of, I'm here because of, and he's like, yeah.
Wow.
That was pretty funny.
What do your kids listen to, Cisco?
They like everything, dude. To be honest with you, they like hip hop, they like rock and roll, they like, you know, they used to be into like, what's that freaking that band that the ones that sing "Numb," the song "Numb."
I don't know, man.
I tried so hard.
That's Linkin Park.
Linkin Park. They like shit like that. But then they like my son.
That's all for them.
Yeah, they like it. But
that dude already died.
Because they listen to whatever I put in my car, and there's a rule: you don't touch my stereo when you get in my car. I don't give a damn who it is, my mom or whoever. You gotta ask for permission. And most of the time, they listen to songs that I listen to. But I want them, because they listen to whatever they want to on their time. But I want to open their world up to listening to I listen to. You know, not to be selfish, but I don't want them to be like, that's old shit. You know, I don't want to listen to that. You know what I mean? Like, I want them to appreciate everything. So they'll listen, like, dude, they'll listen to let's see, what's it? Billy Joel. Dude, I remember giving one of my football players a ride home. Crazy kid that just loved that cussing. He loved that bitch this, bitch that hip hop music.
Right.
I played Billy Joel, and he's like, Coach, what was that song you had in your car the other day? Like, when you gave me a ride home, I go, which one? He goes, it was no music. They were just snapping their fingers. And I go, oh, For the Longest Time by Billy Joel. Yeah, I like that, so I'm gonna download it. I was like, what the So you know what I mean? Like, you never know how you influence a kid. They've never been exposed to stuff like that probably at home. You know, at home, it's probably like, you know, fucking 100 cuerpos en la cajuela. Y voy a... you know, like, you know,
what's that other song? Si tu novio no te mama el culo or whatever the fuck.
Si tu novio no te mama el culo.
Yeah. Dude. Voy a matar a tu familia por no ser de la mía. I don't know what the fuck, you know? Like,
preferible estar 6 pies abajo.
Yeah, shit like that, dude.
Why do all the banda guys have to sing like that? As if someone was stepping on their balls.
Oh, you know that
because they probably are.
They probably are. All right, so I don't know if you like Chalino Sanchez. I'm not a big fan. I've never been a big fan of Chalino Sanchez, but he sounds exactly what you just said. Like, he sounds like he's constipated, like he's trying to take a shit and he can't. The way he sings, he's like, and I'm like, fuck, dude.
Ya se fueron las nieves de enero. Y llegaron las flores de mayo. That's fucking Chalino Sanchez. Hey, dude, I like Chalino, dude. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be straight up. I'm not a hypocrite. I fucking hated his music when I was in high school. As I got older, I appreciated it because I said, you know what? Here's a guy that moved to the United States illegally and fucking made a career, man. No matter how I feel about his music, I respect the guy. And when I took that how do you say
that approach,
I started to pay attention to music, and yeah, like, you know, I'm not into the fucking 100 kilos and la cajuela and shit like that, you know. I'm not into that, but there were other songs he sang, you know, like that song las nieves de enero, like that's like a love song, you know.
It is.
All right, I've never heard it, bro. I can't. I've never heard the lyrics.
Did you guys ever heard mariachis? Did you like that?
I like mariachi music.
I like mariachi music.
When I started drinking, when I was young, I really loved it. And now I can't stand it. It's just annoying for me now.
You know, I think we had this conversation.
Estoy en el rincón de la cantina.
Okay, I like
la canción music. Que yo pedí.
I dig it. I love it. What I don't like is when, like, you're at a restaurant or sometimes a family party, like a quinceañera or a wedding, you know, and they have a mariachi there, and they'll come to your table and sing, like, right behind you while you're eating. I understand it's cultural, and maybe you know, you tip them, you know, that's what they do, right? But when they come to me, I'm like, go away. Don't fucking sing next to me. I'm trying to enjoy my birria, and here you are with a trumpet right here.
No, you're eating and
I'm like, no, fuck no, man.
You're eating and they're like, upa, upa, yupa, upa, upa, yupa.
Because everything is loud with mariachi. Everything is loud.
Yes.
So they have to be really far from you so you can enjoy it. If they're close, you can't enjoy that shit. It's so annoying.
This is how you know you're an authentic Latino.
Esa mujer.
Listen. This is how you know you're not ashamed of who you are. You will play that shit in front of white people. And if you won't play it in front of white people, you're ashamed of who you are.
Okay.
100%. I agree with that. 100%.
I've played Chente in front of white people, right? A lot. And here's not only do I play it in front of white people,
I blast it.
I try to translate what he's saying.
Oh, I told you in my job, I used to play it, and the lady goes, "What is he saying? What is he saying?"
Yes, that's right.
Vicente Fernandez talking about what was it called? Por tu maldito
amor.
Wanted to quisiera reventarme hasta las venas. And like, he's saying he wants to rip his veins out. Oh no, don't do that.
Por tu maldito amor. Por tu maldito amor.
Saludos, Carlos Contreras. He wants to say hi to you guys, man.
Hey.
Hola, Carlos.
Te respeto a Horacio y a Fernando de parte de mí from Stockton, California.
Máximo respeto.
I have family in Lodi. That's next to Stockton.
Oh, yeah, we know that story.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
We know your family, but we can't mention names.
You can't mention names.
Come on, dude. It's been like 40 years, man. Come on. Are they legal yet?
Norteños.
Are they legal? Are they legal yet?
Yeah, you know, bro. I don't even know. To be honest with you, I don't even know. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So here's another myth about being over 40. Your metabolism begins to sputter out, and there's nothing you can do about it.
That's true.
I call bullshit on that.
Okay.
No, you're right.
It. No, you're right. The metabolism, it's harder to lose weight, bro. I ain't gonna lie. People used to tell me, hey, man, take care of yourself because when you hit a certain age, it's because when you're young, you can lose. I can lose weight like that. I could be like, I want to lose 10 pounds, and in 1 week, bam, I'm down 10. Now, motherfucker, I suffer to get down 5. 5, bro.
When I was 29, I moved to Playa del Carmen. That's a town near Cancun.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I had like a belly, and I was 29. So you want to look good naked? You're leaving the beach.
So you started eating. So you started eating trim.
No, I never changed my diet, but I had to. I started training kickboxing with an Italian guy that had like a gym, and I lose 12 kilos. I don't know how much that is in pounds.
It's like 24 pounds. It's like double
in a month.
God, yeah, that's what I'm saying. When you're young, you could like even 29, you can lose weight like that, dude. You hit like, I think after 35. Well, after 35, it becomes fucking hard, man.
Yeah, your metabolism does slow down, but the myth was your metabolism slows down and there's nothing you can do about it. That's not true.
Bullshit.
Yeah, that's bullshit. There is something you can do about it, but your metabolism does slow down. Absolutely.
You can become a vegan, and I won't, so it's impossible.
No, I know a vegan that's fucking fat still. He does does comedy.
we're thinking about the same guy.
Yeah, probably. Like, no, there's several vegans, and they're still overweight. And actually, if you don't fucking lift weights, lifting weights is what raises your metabolism the most. That's what they say. You gotta lift heavy weights, not get the weights and do fucking 20 reps. No, you gotta get enough weight where doing 5 is hard. It's gotta be like heavy. Because that's what gets your shit up. That's what gets your metabolism up. It gets your body working. But the problem is we do it, we get fucking sore, and then we're like, fuck that. I'm fucking sore as a motherfucker.
What about cardio? What about cardio?
Cardio doesn't do shit for you, bro. That's fucking myth. Doesn't do shit.
Cardio burns calories.
It burns calories.
That's all cardio really does. Cardio burns calories, and it also it expands your stamina. You know what I mean? So you can go longer. You know, like that's why a lot of boxers do cardio. Boxers do cardio so that they can para aguantar más, so they don't run out of gas. That's what cardio does for you.
When I hurt my back, I healed it with yoga, and I became stronger with yoga.
Dude, yoga is not fucking easy, bro.
It's good, and it's not easy at all.
But you know what?
Okay, I started when I was 37. So
I keep saying I want to do static lifting. So static lifting is a good way to get stronger and to raise your metabolism, because you know how when you do weights, like let's say arm curls, right? You curl and you curl and you curl for your biceps. So in static, you raise the bar up to your squeezing your muscle, and you hold it there for 30 seconds to a minute, as long as you can hold it, and as heavy as you can hold, and you just hold it until your arms start shaking, bro, because what gives your muscle growth is the squeezing in that moment, and then fatiguing the shit out of it, and you don't have to go up and down to fatigue it. You just hold it, and that's for any lift, even bench. It's just get a heavy ass weight and get it off the rack and hold it until your arms start shaking, and then you put it back. But of course, get a spotter. You don't want that shit to shake and then boom, they fall on you.
Yeah, right, exactly.
But, dude, I've been wanting to try it because I found out about this, and I just there's no gym, and I don't have like a full weight set in my house. All I have is a kettlebell. So I'll do kettlebell swings occasionally. Kettlebell swings are really good because it works your whole body. It works your abs, it works your arms, it works your legs, it works everything. It's a full body, and that's good for kind of raising your metabolism and shit.
And it's good if you only use your own weight.
I don't like to talk about this shit because I'm overweight, and then people say I'm full of shit. Like they're like, if you're so good, then why are you overweight? Because I know it, I just don't practice it. That's why.
Right.
But hey, but let me tell you something, bro. My kids on my football team, there was kids that could barely lift the bar. Okay, they could barely lift the bar, the 45-pound bar, like 22 kilos. Fuck it, the bar. Motherfuckers they're benching over 250 now. You
wow,
know,
that's great.
245s on each side and fucking so like 44, 88 kilos plus the 20, so over 110 kilos they're benching now, and they could barely do.
How long does it take a kid to go from not lifting the bar to lifting 200?
Those motherfuckers do it fast, man. Fucking, I hate them sometimes because I'm like, God damn. Like at my age, if I start doing it, it takes me a year. To them it takes them like 2 weeks, and they're doing the fucking like they get. I'm just kidding, but they get really into it. Like it take like some of my kids, it took them about a year or so for them to get up there to gain 88 kilos on their bench. That's a lot, dude.
It's a lot.
They went up 88 kilos on their fucking bench, dude. That's
I've never been able to do that, to bench that in my whole life.
I think the most I ever did benching on the bench was when I was in young playing football in college. I did 275 pounds on the bench. I never got to 300. And so that's like, you're talking about 130 kilos, 135 on the bench press, pushing it up.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I did it one time, and then I tried to go for two, and we were in the gym. I remember this because I mean, how am I going to forget the time I benched, 275 the most? And my cousin, rest in peace, he was like 6'3", like 400 pounds, bro. I used to call him Tiny. I used to call him Toothpick. The guys on the football team used to call him Snacks because that's what we used to carry. Used to call him. Dude, my cousin was funny as fuck, dude. He should have been
El Botanas.
He should have been a comedian, bro. Seriously. Like, he used to carry a duffel bag, and he would. So I told you, the Snoop Dogg album came out when I was playing football in college. So we used to go to this rec room, like a rec room that they had in college. So the football players would hang out there. It had pool tables, then a mesa de billar, video games, a jukebox. So we used to play the fucking Snoop Dogg album, or the over and over and over, dude. That one and the Dre album. And he would have in his duffel bag, guys would be like, man, I'm hungry. Man, what you want? He would open up his bag, and he'd have all these snacks in there. So the guys on the team started calling them snacks. He would have, good one. Bro, he would have Twinkies. He would have bags of chips. He would have all kinds of shit in the duffel bag. So he got the nickname. And on top of his books, like, he didn't wear a backpack. He always used a duffel bag. And he put all his shit in a duffel bag, and he would carry. Well, he's a big dude. Dude, 6'3", 400 pounds, man. Dude, 6'3", 400 pounds, and he could move. I'm not saying he could move like a guy who's 120, but he could move like a guy who's at least like about 230. Like, I mean, and he was fucking like twice the motherfucker's weight.
Right.
And dude. So anyways, so that was my cousin, fucking Tiny. I used to call him Tiny, Toothpick. I had all kinds of nicknames for that dude. And he used to get mad because I'd walk by his classes in college. We're in college, fool. And I would walk by his class and go, Toothpick! And he goes, you're an asshole, man. Fucking, I'm in class, the teacher's giving a lecture, and all you hear is Toothpick, and everybody turns and looks at me. Fucking so they wouldn't know it was me, like, or Tiny. And I would do that shit. We're at the college. Oh, that's you. Now imagine somebody walking by college, hey, pinche barbas, like yelling at you from outside, and you're like in chemistry class, bro. Like, imagine.
And everyone in there just going like the,
and everybody just, primo otra vez. Yeah, dude. So anyways, long story, right? So we're in the fucking gym, and I hit 275, and I go, fuck it, I could do one more. And I'm going down like halfway, and that shit just falls on my fucking chest. And I'm like, like loud, bro, loud to the whole fucking gym. Like we're at a Bally's in Cerritos. Like, this is back in the days, right? There's not even Bally's, don't even exist anymore. So we're at a Bally's in Cerritos. I go, like fucking loud as shit. Oh shit, sorry, fool. And with one arm, he grabs it and fucking lifts it up. like nothing. Like he just like, and my chest was sore. Like, what the fuck? Oh man, it's because I was looking at some girl's ass over there. And fucking, I turned away for a second. And then I just heard, and I fucking turned around to help you. So that's all you heard was like, oh, fucker. Like, that's all you heard, like, oh, fucker. But loud, Fernie. It was kind of embarrassing, bro. It was fucking loud. It was loud. But that's how I know I did like 135 kilos. Like fucking on, I don't know. I don't know how much it is. 275. Let me see. 75 pounds, 2 kilograms. So 124.73 kilos.
It's a lot.
Les estaba echando fucking 130, 135. So 120.
I weigh like 80 kilos.
You weigh 80 kilos? Shit, I weigh like, let's see. I weigh 106 kilos.
And you're about my height, right?
Yeah.
A little bit more.
It's all,
you're like what? En metros serás como 1.75.
It's all below the waist, bro. It's all below the waist. Tengo una pinche ancla. No, just kidding. That's why it's hard for me to swim. It brings me down. Oh, shit, I wish, right? That's like it's funny how you know when you're a kid, because I got a big dick, you know, people say shit like that. Like, how many of them say it and mean it? Let's be honest.
Yeah, not a lot, bro. I'm gonna be honest. Not a lot. You know what I mean?
Because I got a big dick. Like,
yeah, right, fucker. Look, man, when I was I remember when I was working at another hospital, there was a guy who would always fucking say that. You know, he would always say, he would always brag about how big his dick was. You know what I mean?
See, a dude, time, like, really, if your dick is big, why are you fucking bragging about it to guys?
To guys, right? Exactly. So one day, dude, we fucking.
Tengo una vergota, güey.
Yeah, we're like, all right, dude, let's see if this motherfucker will prove it. So, do you remember there was a movie called The Last American Virgin?
Yeah.
It was an 80s movie where, same deal, there was a guy named Victor in the movie that he was always bragging about how big his unit was. And everybody was like, well, fuck it. Look, let's everybody put $20 in and we'll fucking drop our underwear. We measure it, and whoever's got the biggest dick gets the money. So we did that. We're like, bro, let's all put $20 in. And he's like, nah, I don't want to do that. You guys want to put my underwear in front of you guys? What are you, a bunch of gay guys? And we're like, hey, listen, man. Actually, he used the F word, but I'm not going to say it because we'll get in trouble, right? And so anyway, I'm like, nah, dude, you've been bragging about all this time, you know, saying how big it is. Listen, put your money where your mouth is. Let's go, bro. Everybody drop trout. Everybody fucking here drop trout. We'll measure, and whoever's got the biggest dick wins the money. Yeah. And he's like, I'm not going to do that shit. You just want to see my dick. Just be honest and tell me you want to see my dick. I'm like, I want to see if you're fucking bullshitting. Let's go. I want to see if I have a bigger dick than you or not. Let's see. That's all. That's all. And he wouldn't do it, bro. He wouldn't do it. So I'm like, you see, you just lost credibility, bro.
And you guys started calling him Toothpick.
Picadiente.
Yeah, fucking picadiente. No, I never actually did. But after that, you know, whatever, he never
shut his ass up.
Yeah, he never joked about him having a big dick anymore. You know, because all you have to do is just call him out on it. You know, like, let's see.
But isn't that the truth? Isn't that the truth with most, dude?
Yeah.
But like most people, like you call them out on some shit and that's it. Like it's like, oh man, fucking, nah, man, I ain't gonna fucking show shit. Fuck that.
Yeah, exactly. You call them out on their shit, and that's basically it, man. They just, you know.
Now, what if he would have fucking whipped it out and slapped you in the face with it?
Hey, look, man. Look, I'll be honest with you. That was a risk. When we came up with this, we're like, all the guys were like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's do this. Let's do this, right?
Yeah.
How he whipped it out, and let's just say the dude whipped it out, and it was like fucking like a horse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If that was the truth, bro, you know what honestly speaking, what I would have done? I just would have given him my money. I would have fucking, there you go. There's my fucking money. You win.
$20.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to beat that. Here's my money. You win.
I'm not even going to pull my shit out. Fuck that.
There's no point. Yeah, there's no point.
There's no need.
Yeah, no need. You win. You win.
What was his name?
His name was Mark.
Mark. It'd been like
Mark Mutombo.
No, you'd be like, I ain't even call you Mark no more. All right, Jarrell.
All right, Tyrone.
I ain't calling you fucking Mark no more, dog. Fuck that shit. You've been bullshitting somebody. Nah, but that's the dude. I've been fucking like, dude, I remember being younger, talking to girls on the phone and them saying, are you gonna tell me you got a big unit? Like all these guys always tell me that. It turns out to be not true. That's why I say this shit. Like, you know, women used to tell me that shit, and I used to be like, really? Dudes tell you that? Like right. Men, grown men tell you, like, talk about the size of their fucking unit. Like, look, here's the thing. If you're with a chick, she's gonna see it. I mean, if you're gonna get some play, she's gonna see it. Like, you don't have to. I don't think. Or maybe for some women, maybe they need to know. Like, I guess if a girl asks you, but isn't it better to say, "Oh, it's kind of small," and then surprise them with a big one? like, isn't that? I would think it's better, right?
Yeah, lower expectations.
You were saying that it was small. It's not small. Well, it's the smallest in my family.
Yeah. Well, my dad fucking says it is.
Well, the last girl I was with said it was tiny.
Well, my 12-year-old says it's small. Like he walks around naked and just fucking humiliates me.
Oh shit.
No, dude, like seriously, wouldn't that be a better play though? Like, quite honestly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like if you said, oh, well, you know what? God didn't really give me that gift, and you know, so it's okay, I guess. I mean, I've never heard, but that's the thing. Nobody's ever told me anything, you know, like fucking no woman's ever complained. I mean, but you know, I mean, yeah, I'm not the most gifted, I guess. And then she's like, fuck, man. Like, dude, like seriously, I know because I used to do that. You know, you set the expectations low, and then they're like,
set the expectations low.
Like, exactly. I remember I got set up on a blind date once, and the girl said, "So what do you look like, Shrek?" People say I look like Shrek. You know, set the bar as low as fuck. You know, like, no, really. I mean, you know, it's cool if you don't want to go out. It's cool, man. But yeah, you know, people say I kind of resemble them. You know, like I guess the size and you know the face and the nose, the ears, and the stomach, the eyes, the fingers, the hands, the forehead, the jaw, the teeth,
the skin color.
Skin color. Everything, but I'm not green. That's the only good thing. Hey, I ain't green though. But like say all this shit, but at least I ain't fucking green.
I'm not green nor bald. That's it.
So like
but I do have a big ogre dick.
No, but so yeah, exactly, right? But I got a Shrek dick. No, so no, but so you know, so then when you looked, I was like, oh man, you don't look like Shrek. I'm like, oh, you really thought I looked like Shrek? Come on, man. I would have fucking told you I look like Ricardo Montalban.
Yeah.
Dude, I used to want to be like Ricardo Montalban. I always thought that guy was like the coolest fucking cat, dude.
He was smooth. Really? I like the way he talked.
So smooth on fucking on Fantasy Island.
Fantasy Island.
He was just so fucking. I didn't want to be like Tattoo. That's for damn sure.
No, there was a scene in.
But that's
Fantasy
Ricardo
Island.
Montalban, not Montaner.
No, Montalban. Pan con B de burro.
Ricardo Montalban.
Montalban is a Can. That's Montalban.
Yeah, that guy. There was.
He's like the Latin Island. George Clooney, right?
Back in the day.
Yeah, dude. I saw him on an episode of Bonanza.
Wow.
He was old, yeah.
But he was, but en la isla de fantasía.
¿Cómo se llama? Isla de la fantasía.
La isla de fantasía. El avión.
El
avión. Dude, my wife told me that shit. I had to look it up on YouTube. I was like, because I had never seen a Spanish version.
I've never seen it in English.
So I had to look. Well, it's the same. Da plane. Because I don't know where was Tattoo from, like originally, the actor.
I don't know, bro, but he
looks Hawaiian, right?
Maybe I was gonna say maybe like Polynesian, that sort of thing.
He was a creepy looking fucking little dude, though. I ain't gonna lie, man. Like if I seen a little dude like that, he looks scary, bro. He looks.
I think he's related to Coco Celis.
I don't know Coco, but I've seen him.
You never met him, right?
No.
You've just...
Have you watched El avión.
You guys have to watch his special. If you fully understand the Spanish, Fernando, just look for La Chingadera del Pantano in YouTube.
La Chingadera del Pantano. Okay.
Hey, Fernando.
Coco special.
Fernando has a new podcast. What's it called, Fernando? Let's talk about.
It's called Let's Talk About Stuff. It's taco, right?
Let's
about
taco.
stuff.
Let's
taco about stuff.
So that's you and your brother?
Just me and my brother. I don't know
how to talk about food?
We talk about everything, bro. It's a pop culture podcast. And we just did one episode. But we're going to talk about movies, sports, video games.
Because
pop culture.
Because his brother saw our podcast and said, man, that shit looks easy as fuck.
You know, he's like, man, really? That's all it takes? Oh shit.
Yeah.
Do that?
It's like that always makes me feel good. Like when people say, you know, people at work tell me I should do comedy, man, that I'm really funny and shit. Well, fuck it. I mean, try it. Why not?
I've heard that too, bro. I've heard that too, and I always say, hey, you know what? Hey, if you think you're funny, yeah, man, give it a shot. There are plenty. I can give you a list of clubs that have open mic nights. Give it a shot. You know what I mean?
Fernando, Carlos wants to know if he can call you Nando.
I hear a lot of people call me Nando. I get Fernie, Nando. I get all that shit, bro. So it's all good. No problem.
As long as, I think we don't care what they call us, as long as they don't call us puto or joto or tragavergas. What the fuck? Like,
pinche tragasables.
Tragavergas. I've never heard that before.
Just say like that. That would be like shitty thing to be called. Like if you were on a basketball team and you missed the last shot and you're walking to the tunnel, pinche tragavergas.
You would get that when you're playing shitty defense. Ahí estás tragando verga, cabrón.
Pinche tragavergas. Oh my God.
The word, like in Mexico, they don't like for you to use the word verga, dude. That's like really classless.
It's like saying cock.
But like we could say dick and it doesn't sound as bad.
That's why I say cock, because it sounds harsher, right? It's like saying you can say pussy, but you can say cunt.
So the way I get away with saying this shit is when I do my bit about translating it. When I talk about like verga, you have to roll the R. That sounds like some business. We're about to take some business when
verga.
Want to see my verga? You know, like, but dick. My dick. You want to see my dick? You know, like they don't even sound sexy. But if I told, like, I look at a woman. If I told you, ¿Quieres ver mi verga? It's usually like a white. Like
that just sounded creepy, dude.
No, but it's usually like a white woman, and you know, you're wet, huh? You're wet. Look. But if I tell you in English, want to see my dick? Like that, does that turn you on? Really? Come on, man.
Es que mira, pito, verga.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I do that bit about, but I compare it to English because I think it sounds funny because dick, like, just there's no fucking, like, they need to change that word. Like they need to come up, like even camote. That fucking sounds like some business about to go down, you know, like camote. Like, you know,
right.
In English there's no word. My cock. That's, you know, there's gotta be the R.
Johnson.
The R or the M, like
Monda.
Yeah, even Johnson. You want to see
Monda?
You want to see my fucking tree arm or some shit?
¿Quieres ver mi bracito de bebé?
No, but now we're going back to what we said. Like we're bragging about shit we don't really have. You know, my tree arm. My tree arm. You want to see my oak branch? I don't know. You know, like an oak is a huge tree, right? How do you say oak in Spanish? ¿Cómo se oak?
Roble.
There you go. Roble. Yeah, because cedar is cedra, or what? Isn't it? Cedar, like a cedar tree.
Oh
no, cedra is cider. Apple cider. Cedra de manzana.
Si el trago es sidra.
Yeah. Sin camote.
I didn't know oak was roble. That's new to me.
It's a roble. So that's solid. Es sólido como un roble. Can you say that in Spanish?
No, nadie lo usa. As big as an oak.
Or big as an oak?
Doesn't exist. Doesn't exist. Está grandote el cabrón. Yeah.
How would you tell a woman I have a big one, but like without saying the word? That's la tengo grande. But I mean, like if you were trying to impress a girl, pues dicen que la mía es mayúscula. I don't know what the fuck. Con P mayúscula.
It should be something similar to well endowed, bien dotado.
Bien dotado?
Dotado.
Dotado? Dude, how do you say foreskin? Prepucio?
Prepucio.
Prepucio. That's how you say foreskin.
You can also say moco de guajolote.
Moco moco?
Moco.
Moco de guajolote? Ugh. Oh.
Hey, I believe the medical terminology for foreskin is prepuce in English. So it's the same thing. It's almost the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can call it tamarindo.
Tamarindo.
1, 2 y 3, tamarindo. 1, 2 y 3, tamarindo.
If you're uncut, it looks like a tamarindo. Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy, dude. Tamarindo. Fuck, that's an ugly, an anteater, they say in English.
Anteater?
Yeah, an anteater.
Never heard that.
Oh, yeah.
They call it an anteater.
How do you say anteater in Spanish? The animal.
¿Traga hormigas o what?
Se llama oso hormiguero.
Oso hormiguero. Wow,
see, you never want to tell a woman you have an oso hormiguero because oso means like gross, like sick, like que oso, like
no,
how horrible, or horrible.
It's not horrible. It's embarrassing.
Oh, how embarrassing!
When you do something stupid, que oso.
Ah, okay.
If they catch you with a stolen joke, that would be an oso.
Que oso.
That's embarrassing.
Okay. Well, if you had a fucking oso hormiguero, that would be que oso. Like, okay, and like the girl wasn't into that. It's like que oso. You know.
For example,
I have a friend who calls me oso, but she calls me that because she says I look like a teddy bear. And now she's calling me, she calls me, oso. And I'm like, well, fuck, now that I know that it means, I'm gonna have
No, but if somebody calls you oso, they're referring to a bear.
So I call you osito.
It's for people that say que oso are only from the center. People that say que oso are only from the center of Mexico, and if they're referring to that. And if they call you oso, that can also be interpreted as a gay guy who is big and hairy. Those bear clubs? They also still here, Clubes de Osos.
Oh shit, that's right.
Remember, I had a gay roommate, Nicho.
Yeah, Nicho.
And he said he wanted me to go with him to a bear club, and that he would get money for pimping me.
What the fuck?
So I never went.
Yeah, you laughed, but he was serious.
He probably was.
you laughed, but that motherfucker was serious. He was gonna pimp your ass out.
I'll never know.
Oh fuck! All right, guys. Well, fuck it. We've been on. Hey, we're getting out early today.
All right.
Like, we've been on.
How many of the 40 minutes did we do? The 40 minutes.
2. I think we did 2.
Well, it's because look, it's time to dress your age. We kind of touched on that.
Right.
You become irrelevant. You're 40 and you become irrelevant. Yeah, I don't agree with that shit. I think
that's bullshit.
You look at somebody like fucking Elon Musk. That motherfucker ain't irrelevant. He just became relevant.
Not only that, dude, you're always going to be relevant to the people in your circle around your age, adults. You know what I mean? You become irrelevant maybe to teenagers. You don't give a shit about them. They don't, unless they're your kids.
Ahí hay una reciprocidad. Eres irrelevante. Right. Ellos para ti, tú para ellos.
Yeah, exactly. So
Jeff Bezos is 56 years old. Fucking.
I don't think he's irrelevant.
Yeah, Elon Musk is gonna be 50 next year.
I think the thing with a 40-year-old man is irrelevant is because you're not. Nobody gives a fuck how you feel. That's real. Like
I don't really care if they do. To be honest with you,
that's the other side of the thing. We don't really care.
Like they don't.
Everybody cares about how girls feel, how boys feel, how teenager feels, how women feel, but nobody gives a fuck about a white guy who's middle-aged. Shut up and work, dude. That's all people would say, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Shut your ass
Okay,
up.
well, you hear this a lot. In fact, there was a movie about this called Eat, Love, Pray or some shit like that with
Julia Roberts.
Julia Roberts, something like that, right? And you'll get this a lot where women in their 40s will take time off to discover themselves. A man can't do that shit. A man in his 40s, you better go fucking work. There's bills to pay. There's food to be put on the table. A man can't take a trip to Europe for 6 months to discover himself. That's fucking bullshit. I'm sorry.
Oh, come on, man.
Why? Were you planning on it?
I want to discover.
How the fuck will you pay for it?
You want to discover yourself, bro?
I want to discover myself this summer.
Oh, all right. Well,
that's
are we
next
talking
year.
about masturbation now?
That's next year, though.
Oh, okay. All right. Sounds good.
No, dude. No, you're right. No, I got you. You're right on that one. Like, dudes, we don't get that. We don't have that luxury. Like, I'm gonna go discover myself.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Discover what, fag?
Not even for a weekend. That's right. That's how people would react.
Yeah. Discover what, fag? That you're a fag? That's what they would say. You don't have to go discover that. We already know that. Like, that's probably the attitude you would get from people, quite honestly.
Well, if I was to hear a guy tell me I'm gonna go discover myself, I honestly think that it's a masturbation thing. They're gonna go jerk off. That's what I'm thinking. You're gonna go discover yourself. Is that what we call it nowadays? Okay.
Dude, you ever see fucking the best of Saturday Night Live with Eddie Murphy?
Yes.
If you haven't seen this, Horacio, look it up and see if you can find it. But it's one of the funniest things. And it only reminds me because of the discover, when you said discover, like I'm gonna go discover some stuff. So it's Joe Piscopo is doing this fucking thing, and it's called Guy Talk, where guys can be guys. Today,
I think I've seen that one.
He goes, today I got two of the biggest names, two of the biggest guys in show business. Eddie, he goes, Michael Jackson and Liberace. He's a freaking So he goes, Michael, I heard Diana Ross discovered you. Did you ever discover her? You know what I'm talking about? Like, that shit was fucking funny. And then Eddie Murphy is
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. He's like, oh, let's just say that we made it over the rainbow more than once. Or some shit like that. Like this fucking, but Eddie Murphy, dude, the fucking his voice and all that shit. And then I don't know who the fuck was Liberace, but that shit was funny too.
I'm gonna have to look that shit up again, bro.
Let's just say that there's a lot of kids out there with incredible musical talent. Yeah,
I'm looking for it right now in YouTube, and there's a bunch of compilations of Eddie Murphy in SNL.
Oh, dude, but do the one Guy Talk. So SNL, Eddie Murphy, Guy Talk.
Guy Talk, yeah.
That one is fucking funny, dude. That shit.
I'll have to look that up. I'm gonna look it up.
See, way. All right, gentlemen. We'll wrap this shit up.
Muy bien.
Sounds good.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Carlos Contreras. Thank you to the other one, whoever those people were. I know people log in and then log out.
Señor Contreras, máximo respeto. This guy listens to Vallartas and Coco's podcast because they say that respect.
Yeah, he's always. Yeah, he listens to everything. He's always. I told him I'm going to invite him one day. He can come on and talk to us. He says he's married. Yeah, I give people a chance. I don't give a shit. He goes, I'm married, but I enjoy shit stories. I don't know what that means, Carlos, but I don't know if our stories are shit or our stories are the shit. Like, I'm confused. I'm confused on that one.
We were talking about the cholo that said, if you ain't Mexican, you ain't shit. Maybe that's what it means. So before, maybe that's what it means. I don't know. That could be it.
Puede ser.
Well, we'll figure it out by the next time we get together. Thank you guys. Sure. Fernando, when did you put in your podcast?
My it's on Spotify right now.
Let's talk about what?
Let's talk about stuff.
Let's taco about stuff.
It's taco, but let's taco about stuff. Because we were originally gonna call it Let's Talk About It, but there was a bunch of them already called Let's Talk About It.
Yeah.
So we're like, oh, no, I don't want to do that. So it's Let's Talk About Stuff. We went through a few. We were gonna call it Suck My Podcast.
Should have called it Flower Power. Because you guys are flores.
We thought about Flower Power. It would have sounded
like a 70s show.
Like we're gay. You know what I mean? Flower Power.
We also started a podcast here.
Oh, did you?
Siete Machos.
Nice.
Siete Machos.
7 guys on there?
We don't have the 7 guys at the same time. It's
okay.
It's impossible.
So what days are you guys doing that one?
We just aired the one. It's on YouTube on Carlos Vallarta's channel. Okay. We haven't put it on Spotify because it's like a pilot and it's a big desmadre. So we'll just leave it on YouTube.
Who's producing it? Jonas?
We are. Ese way is because he's the one with all the toys.
Oh, that motherfucker! That guy knows all the shit. Like
he's good, man.
He's an editor. He's a fucking camera guy. He can do.
What?
Yeah, I know exactly why.
He's a master at audio.
I know why he's in charge, bro. You ain't gotta fucking explain to me. Because nobody else is willing to do that shit.
No, nobody knows how to edit
exactly
and quality audio and all that shit.
Now the only guy would be Fran, but he's not with you guys anymore. He's the one.
That's right.
Hey, here's a question. So I read, and I'll probably ask him too. So Escalante came out with a story about his childhood.
Yeah.
He was molested as a kid.
He said that his uncle sucked his dick.
Oh, his uncle. Oh.
Yo.
Well,
that's not good.
Well, I guess it's better than the opposite, I guess, if you made him.
I don't know. That's what I thought too.
I mean, yeah, that's not how you always picture your first BJ, but at least his first BJ was him giving it. I mean, I don't know, dude. I don't know. I mean, I'm not condoning shit like that. Let's not get it fucked up. It's wrong on all.
We're not condoning, but we know that's not the worst thing.
But no. But if I'm thinking about, I'm like I thought, he got touched or somebody did something to him. I mean, they did. A fucking grown man did some shit they shouldn't be doing with fucking kids, man. But I'm like, I'm saying when you look at all possibilities, right? Oh. Now, what is the uncle cute? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I didn't see the show where he talked about it. I didn't see it, but he's been joking about it for years. He doesn't care that much, and I think he already had therapy.
She said, "My uncle looked like Luis Miguel." Wow.
The last time I saw him speak about it, I just couldn't stop thinking about Chappelle's joke about Michael Jackson.
Yeah. That's the one he got in trouble for, which was actually pretty funny. Did you hear that one, Fernando?
It's a good joke. It's a good joke.
I don't remember.
He talked about, so he was saying that, the kid got molested, but say, hey, man, at least it was Michael Jackson. Like, it could have been anybody.
Yeah, I think I do remember that. Yeah, I think
as comedians, we laugh about it. I mean, there's nothing funny about fucking molestation, especially kids, man. That's the worst shit.
It's fucking sick, I know, but it's a joke. And it was a good joke. It was about taking the kid to his house, doing kid stuff, having your own roller coaster, eating cake, watching videos, and at the end of the night, Michael sucked his dick. Dude, that's not molestation. That's being a great host.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Oh, that's bad.
I mean, but dude, this is the fucked up part. Like people take it like you're pro fucking molestation now if you fucking laugh about shit like that.
Right. Well, remember Louis C.K. had a joke very similar to that. Louis C.K. had a joke that as a matter of fact, he cracked it on Saturday Night Live, where he said that molestation, he goes, I'm not condoning molestation. He goes, but it must be pretty good. I'm just saying, having sex with a kid must be pretty good. He goes, because guys are willing to go to jail for it. Right? And if you're willing to go to jail for it, it must be pretty good. He goes, I've never had it.
You don't live long in jail, though.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I mean, fucking.
So he got in trouble for saying that. Yeah, he got in trouble for that.
Oh, dude, it's not a fucking Yeah, you can't really joke about shit like that no more, dude. But
no, you can't.
I mean, not that I never had any fucking jokes about shit like that. I don't know.
Either. Richie O'Farrell got in trouble here. Not that much trouble, but he had a lot of hate in Twitter and whatnot. If you want to look at it, it's a special in Spanish called Live from Pachuca.
Okay.
Richie O'Farrell, and he does some pedophile jokes that are way over the top, but it's funny, and he got in trouble. Watch it.
Yeah, bro, that's tough, man.
Es un tema escabroso, un tema espinoso.
You're telling me, bro. All right, guys. Well, anyways, good night to you guys. Thank you for watching, Carlos.
All right.
You're the only one that said hello, so I'm saying hi to you.
Saludos, Norteamérica. Saludos, Latinoamérica.
Siete machos, and let's taco about it.
Let's talk about
it. Let's talk about stuff, yeah.
Let's talk about stuff.
I was sharing.